She was trying to bring multiple legal conclusions in her affidavits, which, like I said, they could be dead on, pure, accurate, pure gold. So what? They don't recognize them. They can't. Why? Because we don't see any way we're a licensed attorney in the state of Ohio.
Sure.
And what's funny is the lady should have just said, well, where's the licensing agency in Ohio? Where do I pick up one of these licenses? Can you show me what a license, a state of Ohio license card looks like? You know? Can you show me what one looks like? You know, like Mr. Lloyd over there, can you show me your ID card? Can you show me your license card?
Your bar card, yeah.
You know, not a bar card, a license.
License card.
Because you're going to have a bar card, you're going to have a union card, and then the Bar Association is a private association. Why do you think, like I tried to explain, it was funny that one guy was talking on Angela's show the other day, some guy named Darius, and I told him like 6 months, a year ago, I said, why don't you apply for a charter to be the Bar Association of California? Because they failed to renew their charter back in 1939.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been asking people in California, he's been calling up, you know, the Supreme Court up there, the court clerks up there, he's calling up everywhere, the Bar Association up there, and asking them these questions that I told him a year ago if they were true or not. And, you know, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know, it would have been nice if he mentioned, you know, Carl, you know, if he said, Carl told me, you know, to start asking about the Bar Association up here in California. But
yeah,
he's making it seem like it was his bright idea. But that's okay. At least he went in there and he's trying to figure out who the Bar Association was. So what was funny is the Bar Association, I explained to him like 6 months, a year ago, they're a private organization. Why do you think they don't want to be licensed by the state of California? Like, why do you think why do you think like the Bar Association in Idaho does not want to be licensed by the government of Idaho? You know why?
Why?
Well, say if you have a license, right, you have to abide by all these Department of Motor Vehicle codes of Idaho or California.
Oh, okay.
So then all these Bar Association members would have to abide by a code set by the legislators. And who are the legislators? Legislators are just people like you and me. We get voted for Congress. You know, you could go vote to be a local congressman. You know, you got 25-year-old kids being congressmen up there, I'm sure, in Ohio, Idaho.
Yeah.
What do you do? Now, what if these kids, these 25, 30-year-old congressmen, all get together and say, we're going to control the Bar Association. We're going to say to tell the Bar Association what they can and cannot do because they have a license. The Bar Association is going to go nuts. It's like if the government tried to tell a Boy Scout Association what they can and cannot do. Well, you've got to put gay people in as troop leaders. You've got to let pedophiles become troop leaders, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Boy Scouts are going to go nuts. They're going to be like, no, this is a private organization, and the government is not going to tell us who we can and cannot have as a member. You're not going to tell us that this is how we're going to run our memberships. You are not going to tell us how we are going to establish our laws, our laws. If this is how we want to play the game, this is how we're going to play. We're a private organization. So, of course, the Bar Associations here in the United States don't have licenses. That's ridiculous because a Joe Normal like you and me could run for a state legislature, could be a state congressman, a state legislator, and we could control the Bar Association. That's why they're not. That's why I said to them, why do you think they're not chartered anymore in California? Why do you think there is not a Bar Association that's chartered, that like has the blessings of the state to exist and be issued licenses? You know, like it was explained to them about having something endorsed. You know, like only the government can endorse, like say you had a Bar Association, only the governments can issue licenses. The Boy Scouts can't issue a license. The Boy Scouts can't determine, like, well, we're going to give you a license because if you did this without a license, it would be illegal. Who's the Boy Scouts to determine what's legal and what's illegal, what's lawful, what's unlawful? For their own members, yeah, but not for society. The Boy Scouts just can't start rounding you up and just start saying, well, you broke our laws. What laws? The bylaws of the Boy Scout Association. We saw you litter, so we're gonna put you in a cage. We're gonna make you clean up the side of the highway. It's like, look, because the state law says that you can charge me $50 fine. Well, with the Boy Scout Association, that's 6 months in a little jail or 6 months hard labor cleaning up the highway. It's like, look, it's one cigarette butt. It's like, we don't care. It's our bylaws. This is how we roll. So the Bar Association can control their attorneys any way they want. They could disbar them or not disbar them. You could say, I want this attorney disbarred. Just like, well, that's up to the Bar Association. You're like, well, I'm going to write to my congressman. I'm going to write to my senator. I'm going to write to the president of the United States. I'm going to write to the governor. I want this guy disbarred. What do they always tell you? Go make a complaint to the Bar Association.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, please, they're not going to do anything to him. It's like, that's right. They're not going to do a damn thing to one of their own members.
No.
If anything, they'll give him a medal. They'll say, you did a great job effing that man.
Yeah, the only time they disbar a member is when he goes against the bar.
Yeah. Right. But if he actually goes to court and says, oh, you know, they're going to love it. They'll say, oh, look, you knocked that man out of his status and you made him a person. Oh, you took that man out of his crazy beliefs and you made him a defendant. You made him a person. Lovely.
Yeah, you did what you were supposed to do.
Right. Like I say to people all the time, you know, like a public defender defends the public from a man making a lawsuit against the public.
Yeah.
You know, a public defender's not there to defend you. He's there to defend the public.
Yeah.
He's not there to defend.
Yeah, I was listening. Yeah, I was listening to you say that. That was really interesting. When you told that guy that.
Yeah, because he was explained with the judge. Did the public defender explain to you all your rights that you're wavering? Did anybody force you to go into this agreement? Do you know what charges you're facing?
Yeah.
And, 99% of the people, I guarantee, is like, no, I have no idea the charges that I'm facing, but they say yes.
Yeah.
He says, okay, charges. It's like, okay, charges. Does that mean I owe a debt? And it's like, yes, you owe a debt to society. Where's the bill? Who's the man who's going to come forth and say that's the true bill? Who's going to say that that bill is true? Who's going to come forth?